Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Ultra Confusion interview. This time we have
Kevin Giguere from Dragon's Number.
All right, so what game do you have at MomoCon this year?
Today I'm presenting Tech Support Era Unknown. This is a game where you play the role of a tech support specialist. You're going to communicate with customers, you try to figure out what their issues are, try to provide solutions. It's presented in this really special operating system-like environment. You have your email, your web browser, all that kind of stuff. And you are thrust in the middle of a conflict between your employer, your corporate employer, who is being attacked by some hacktivists. You got to decide, do I want to work with the hacktivists, with the corporation, or do something else entirely? The choices that you make will determine where you land on one of 23 different endings.
23 different endings?
23 different endings. The choice is yours. It's very broad, and it's really reliant on all of the decisions that you make all throughout the game.
So how long have you spent on this game?
The game started development in October 2017. It's released this year in February 2019, so about 18 months of development. And I was the only developer on the game. I'm a solo developer.
So what was your inspiration for this game?
I wanted to make something different. This is my third game. I worked on a game I worked on a Japanese-style RPG. I worked on a sci-fi racer runner game, and I was trying to do something that stood out. I decided that tech support was something that a lot of people have experience dealing with as a customer, but I wanted to kind of show the underlying layer of it, as well as empower people. I didn't want it to be a tech support simulator. I wanted the player to feel empowered, make their own decisions, choose who they help out, and there's a lot of extra stuff. You can hack your system, you can blackmail customers. There's a lot of extra stuff that prevents the game from being just another boring day of work.
So with all this intricacy that you have in this game, what would you say is one of the biggest hurdles you've had to overcome?
Obviously, being a solo developer is always difficult. I had to do the programming, the writing. I thankfully worked with a publisher who helped me put the game on the market, Iceberg Interactive. As I mentioned, this is my third game, so I've dealt with a lot of issues over the course of those. I've had a lot of learning experiences, and this time around I knew that if I wanted a strong marketing, if I wanted people to know the game, I needed to align with someone who could help me out with that. Iceberg Interactive really came through, and I wouldn't be here at MomoCon without them, so I'm super grateful.
So what platforms is the game on?
This game is on Steam. It's available on PC, Mac, and Linux. Like I said, it came out in February 2019. I've been releasing a steady amount of patches since then. Actually, a few weeks ago, we released a big update that included new modes for the game. There's a leaderboard mode. People can kind of try to complete as many tickets as fast as they can, as well as a Zen mode where you simply can't lose. If you just want to complete tickets and you don't want to deal with the story, you just want to kind of mindlessly go through the motions, the game allows for that as well. It's all about what the player wants to go through.
So with having three games under your belt now, what bit of advice would you give individuals trying to create their first game?
For your first game, don't do what I did. So the first game that I did was Arrowlight Core. It was this big Japanese-style RPG, 20 hours of gameplay. It took 4.5 years to make. That is way too long. Do not do that. Go for something small. Go for something that you expect will take maybe 6 months to create. It's going to take you a year. It's going to take you more than a year probably. Find a publisher. Try to create something great, something unique that stands out, and when you're ready to release it to the world, find a publisher. The reason for that is because there's a lot of competition amongst in the gaming community. There's 10,000 games that comes out every year on Steam, so you need every edge that you can. And I can tell you that, talking sales numbers, tech support sold a lot better than my previous games. Because of the outreach that I could get. So definitely consider. I know publishers are not always the. It can kind of be a dirty word sometimes, but it really does help out. It helps everyone out, the devs and the publishers themselves.
So where can people find out more information about your game?
You guys can go to techsupportgame.com. There's going to be a link that'll lead to the Steam page on there. You can also go to dragonslumber.com. Dragonslumber is the name of my company. You'll be able to find all of my games there. Arrowlight Core, Astral Traveler, Tech Support, of course, as well as my upcoming titles, which will be revealed in a few months. So I encourage you to follow me there, as well as on social media, of course, Dragon_Slumber on Twitter and all of the other places.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for taking time for this interview. I hope the best for you. I hope that Tech Support continues to do awesome, and the best of luck in your future.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.